You are back with the National Real Estate Cafe with Don and Gino Franti for your daily dose of real estate market updates and so much more.
Yeah, and one of the things that we think is so much more is the fun we have here on the show. We're always having a good time. Tina's having a good time usually when she watches the show. Yeah, she's always telling us we have. She can see that we're enjoying ourselves, and we want you to enjoy yourself. So check this out every single day on your phone by texting NREC to the number 58885. Share it with your friends. That way you guys can talk about it at the water cooler. Does that thing exist anymore?
No.
The Keurig machine. That's right.
There you go. And we want to thank all the new subscribers. Every week we're getting more and more of you to check out our show. So thank you very much for helping share the word and share the love.
All right. Well, let's dive in and share the love.
All right. First screen here. A report that we haven't really talked about in quite a while because the unemployment numbers have been really low, but here's the jobs report, and you can see it's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, it's pretty erratic, which is very hard to kind of gauge what's really going on, Don. It's, what do you think here? What do you think's really happening? Year over year, it's not that different, though.
Here's the key, though. We always talk about trends, and if you look at this, the media jumps all over, big numbers and low numbers. Okay, so you had the trend going from 233,000 new jobs, and 186 to 144 to 24. Oh my gosh, have no new jobs. Well, guess what? Of course, because the trend was going down so much, right before summertime, new jobs, boom, we had two huge numbers back to back. So, of course, we warned you that the next number will be down. And sure enough, it's almost half of what the other numbers are.
You know, we're about to go into the time of year where usually you get less jobs. But when you look at October of last year, boy, did we get some really big numbers. October, November, December. Oh, wait a second.
Yeah, holidays.
That's right.
So, now, do those jobs really help the economy? A
little bit, yeah. You know, seasonality.
But they're part-time jobs.
Yes.
A lot of part-time jobs.
That's okay. Seasonal work is good work.
All right, so as you can see, the numbers are all over the place, but I bet you if you took a line down the middle, it's pretty consistent, which is not a bad thing.
I'm surprised you didn't draw that line, Don. You're Mr. Line Drawer. But what, around 200 or so, which is kind of a good gauge?
Exactly. Well, I'd say 180 across the board, maybe 200. So that's been consistent, but nothing to, you know, motivate with, say, the Fed to raise interest rates.
All right, well, let's take a look at that next slide then.
All right. So to go along with the Fed, whether they're going to raise interest rates this week, are a lot of different numbers. And we showed you the jobs report. Not too shabby, but GDP has been slow. Retail sales has been slow. So let's see what this chart shows, which is regarding what small businesses feel.
Well, this is interesting, Don, because we haven't looked at this in a while. And there's a couple of numbers here that are encouraging and a couple that are a little bit depressing. Let's start with the depressing and end on a high note. So,
well, the backup, whether the Fed should or should not raise interest rates, the number one thing I see is all the businesses don't expect the economy to improve.
I know, that's pretty bad. Well, not all the businesses, 12%.
Right.
12% do not
Well, it's down 12%.
It's down 12%,
right.
That's right. So, you know, that's not as encouraging. I think if we pulled up the old one, and I'll make you go back and do the homework on this, but at some point, I think those were all very, very good signs. Strong, bullish. Now we're starting to get mixed signals. 23% earnings trend, 23% down. So that's the one that's interesting because that means even if we do employ people, we're hiring them at a much lower pay rate than we used to, Don.
Now, the interesting thing is you got current job openings, so there are job openings, but what we feel, the same thing we're feeling because we only want A players. At this time, we're going to be a little bit more picky about who we hire. At one point, when you're just growing as fast as you can, you throw as many bodies at as you can. Then you get to a point where you're like, well, that is that's counterproductive.
It's not efficient.
It's not efficient.
Yeah, ultimately, at the end of the day, when you do that, Don, you get diminishing returns. And, you know, businesses, when you go through expansion, you go through diminishing returns, and you hire, and then there's time to lean down and clean up and make sure you have a great staff so you can provide the customer service you're looking for.
So good news for a lot of you is that if you're looking to upgrade your job or looking for a higher paying job, there might be some opportunities for you. All right, and then
big mover right there is the capital outlays. I mean, that's
kind of goes hand in hand.
Well, what's nice about that is that means that businesses have cash to make investments, and they're going to invest in durable goods, hopefully things that, you know, assist our economy in production and manufacturing because we've lost so many of those jobs.
All right. So as you can see, we look at all kinds of different charts to see where the trends are in the economy so that we can let you know ahead of the game. We don't have our crystal ball here, but we've been pretty much ahead of the game only because we watch these reports back to back to back to back to see if there's trends that are changing, because I know there's going to be a lot of talk of whether the Feds are going to raise interest rates or not, and we don't think so.
Not in September, that's for sure.
Yeah.
December? Maybe. There's got to be more data disseminated to see if there's anything that warrants it, but I think they're going to be hard-pressed to make a move.
Yeah, and that'll have a lot to do with the holiday sales this year. Are you planning on buying a lot of gifts this year?
Amazon is planning on you buying a lot of gifts this year.
He'll be on Amazon. All right, you heard it right here in the National Real Estate Cafe with Don Gatling and Gino Fronti. Thank you for tuning on a regular basis. Tune in daily and get these again sent to your phone by texting NREC to the number 58885.
If you like websites, check out our website, nrecafe.com. I like websites.